Holy moly, man. This was a crazy game. Celtics win 108-95 over the Bucks to force a game 7, and Jason Tatum had his best game of his career. 46 points in a must-win game. He did literally everything for the Celtics in this game. 7 out of 15 from 3, 17-32 overall. Like, he was unstoppable, especially in the fourth. He had 15 points in the fourth. He hit so many threes. At one point, he hit 11 straight Celtics points in the fourth quarter. Like, he was unstoppable. And, the Bucks, there was a lot of runs in this game, and the Celtics always like had the lead, and the Bucks would come in and cut the lead down a little bit. Derek White was huge in this game. Near the end of the first half, he was able to slow down the Bucks run and hit some big buckets and extend the lead. Marcus Smart and Jaylen Brown were also huge in this game, both scoring 21 and 22. Marcus especially hitting 5 of 9 from 3. He's not a three-point shooter, but he came in clutch today. Same with Jaylen, 4 out of 7. But this is really just Jason Tatum. Like, they had a lead. They had a 13-point lead going into the fourth. And I was like, it's a sizable lead, but they've also blown leads like this in this very series against the Bucks. So, it was really about if they could maintain the lead, and the Bucks were able to go on a bit of a run. Pat Connaughton was huge for the Bucks in this game. He was able to hit some threes. He hit some crazy layups, just like some spin layups. He's not meant to do that, but he did it. And Giannis hit like a 3 to cut the lead down to 4. But then that's when Tatum went crazy, and he just blew out the lead. He extended the lead, and then Jaylen and Marcus both hit a 3 as well to seal the deal on this game. Tatum was just amazing with the stakes at hand, and this was the second most points scored by a Celtic facing elimination. 46 points. Like, come on. Absolutely mental, out of his mind, Jason Tatum in this game. He was doing everything for them. That little sidestep 3 that he does, he hit Bobby Portis with one of those and kissed to the crowd. He was doing everything today. For the Bucks side, Giannis, man, he was again the best player in the world. He came up super clutch today, especially from the free throw line. 14 out of 15. He's shooting 60% from the line this series, so hitting 93% was super huge. He ended up with 44 points and 20 rebounds, but it wasn't enough today. Nobody else was able to help him. Jrue Holiday had somewhat of a stinker game, 7 of 17. He didn't hit enough shots. Grayson Allen, horrendous game, 1 of 7. He didn't need to play that much. Brook Lopez was okay, but he doesn't provide enough for them. Bobby Portis didn't do enough as well today, 2 out of 8. George Hill played 18 minutes and did nothing, literally nothing. 1 rebound. Pat Connaughton was really huge for them, especially in the fourth. He was hitting some clutch layups and threes. But if Giannis, there was a graphic near the end of the game where it showed Giannis had 44 points and the rest of the team had 48 points together, combined, and it's like, he can do everything, but you need at least a little bit more from anybody else. You need more than 17 points from Jrue Holiday. You need, Wesley Matthews 4 points, Brook Lopez 6, Grayson Allen 3 points. You need more than just 44 points from Giannis and 17 from Jrue. And Chris Middleton again not being there, super huge for them. The lack of Chris Middleton throughout this entire series has been very detrimental for the Bucks, just in terms of like, they don't have a true secondary scorer. Like, Jrue is just fitting in that role, a secondary scorer, but the defense is making it tough on him. Let's look at a couple Jason Tatum buckets in the fourth. This fadeaway right here, ooh, wow. Like, when I saw that, like, I knew that he had a monster game so far, but when he does stuff like that, I knew that it was gonna be wraps for the Bucks. Like he was unstoppable for the rest of the quarter. This layup right here, or attempted dunk attempt, I should say, this was pretty crazy that it went in. Pat Connaughton got his hand on that, but lucky bounce still got in. George Hill getting absolutely cooked. I don't know why he was in the game. Old man doesn't need minutes. Second game today, man. Warriors close out the series in 6 against the Grizzlies. They win 110-96. This was an expected game after that embarrassing, basically 50-point loss in Game 5. The Warriors had to win the series tonight. I don't think there was it would be detrimental for them to, go back to Memphis for Game 7, which I think they would have won anyway, just because Ja not being out there, really hurts the Grizzlies overall. Like, they do have a positive record when he's not playing, but in a playoff game like this against the experienced Warriors, Game 6 Clay, they just didn't have enough. And, somebody had to shoot. Unfortunately for the Grizzlies, Dillon Brooks put it on himself to shoot. He was 7 of 15 from 3. He had 30 points, so, like, that's huge. 30 points is amazing. 7 for 15 from 3 is amazing. 11 to 28 overall. Just having Dillon Brooks be the main guy that shoots on your team is very painful to watch. His jump shot is very janky, and he took it upon himself to shoot as much as he wanted, which was to the detriment and to the benefit of the Grizzlies in both ways. So expected loss. Jaren Jackson, pretty bad game, only 12 points. You would want your second best player, Jaren, to score 30 like Dillon Brooks did, but it didn't work out that way. Desmond Bane had a pretty decent game, 25 points, but it just wasn't enough. Tyus Jones was pretty bad. DeAnthony Melton, I'd give my MVP to DeAnthony Melton. He hits some big shots, and he was around. He got some rebounds and stuff like that. He was just pretty. He was good today. I enjoyed watching him the most out of everybody on the Grizzlies. I did not enjoy watching Dillon Brooks. Game 6 Clay with 30 points, 8 out of 14 from 3, 11 out of 22 overall. Pretty decent game. Steph Curry honestly had a pretty disappointing game. He ended up with 29 points, but for most of the game he was really inefficient, and he still is pretty inefficient in this game. But in the fourth quarter, they won on a huge 18-3 run to just blow the game up, and it was really entertaining plays. Draymond had a couple of dunks. He had to do a lot. He had 15 rebounds, 14 points. Kevon Looney and Andrew Wiggins, I'll both mention, those are their 2 MVPs. Kevon Looney, with 22 rebounds, considering the Warriors are a much smaller team, and in the last game with Steven Adams and Jaren Jackson out there, 2 big bodies, you'd expect them to get more rebounds, and they did. But Kevon Looney came out huge in this game with 22 rebounds, 11 offensive rebounds. Draymond as well, 15. Wiggins with 11 as well. Wiggins was huge in this game in the fourth quarter, especially. Near the start of the fourth quarter, he was their main offense. He had 10 of his 18 points, I believe, in the fourth quarter alone. He was keeping the Warriors' lead pretty stable, because in this game there was a lot of runs. There was a 7-0 run, 11-0 run, just trading back and forth, but Wiggins was able to keep their lead pretty stable before they went on that huge 18-3 run. Yeah, Kevon Looney and Wiggins for me are the MVP. Obviously, Clay, 30 points. You can't say anything about that. Game 6 Clay is a thing. I think there was a lot of pressure on himself. He even admitted it. There was a lot of pressure to perform well because he has the reputation of Game 6 Clay. And, there was some times where I thought he was forcing it a little bit just because he wanted, to be the cool guy, Game 6 Clay, which he is. But overall, he played well. Steph Curry did not play very well until that big run and he had like a bunch of highlight plays, a bunch of just disrespectful threes. You know, Warriors advance to face either the Suns or the Mavericks in the conference finals. You know, if Memphis won, it would have been exciting to have a game 7, but overall, I would have rather wanted the Warriors to win just because they're healthy. Like Ja Morant wasn't gonna come back, so if Memphis advanced, it would be very funny for the Warriors to lose 3-1 to a Ja Morant-less Grizzlies team. But overall, you know, I'd rather the Warriors win, so the conference finals are a bit more exciting. This is just a simple Warriors play. You know, Draymond pushing the pace, pass back to Steph. This was really the start of their run. This one was a messy play, passes everywhere, but ooh, Curry, man, what a psychopath. What sane human being can do that? This next play, look, Curry pulls them out, Kevon Looney, the pass to Draymond, the dunk. This is just Warriors basketball. Like they were performing at their peak in this run in the middle of the fourth, and that Draymond dunk just really seals the deal, you know. To talk real quickly about the game 7's on Sunday. I did not get to watch game 6 between Dallas and Phoenix, so I do not have an opinion on that game. But, you know, for game 7, I hope Scott Foster's not refereeing for the Suns, or else you know, it's over for them, because, you know, Chris Paul has the horrible record against Scott Foster when he's refereeing. But I just hope that both game 7's are exciting. I'm sticking with my Boston pick and my Phoenix pick because, you know, I have no reason to change it at this point. It's just one game. Literally anything could happen. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.